Hey guys, welcome to Under the Arch Sports. I'm Eric Hobbs. It's time for us to talk about Mizzou and their win over Vandy, 38-21. But first, please guys go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and on X. All right, this is gonna be a pretty quick video, guys. Not a whole lot to say. It's Vandy, and Missouri, for big chunks of the game, did exactly what they wanted. So let's start there with the offense. Brady Cook, SEC record, most pass attempts in a row without a pick. Record was 325, set by Andre Woodson in 07. He now is at 348 and counting, and he didn't get there cheaply. The last 3 games, so the last attempts to get there, including the Vandy game, shots downfield left and right. So congrats to him on that. The guys he's throwing to. Luther Bird might be the best receiver in America. Enjoy him while it lasts. After next year, he'll be in the NFL. That's the long and short of it. You know, should have had 3 touchdowns, got screwed out of the third, but got 2 others. Theo Weiss, best game of his career as a Tiger, over 100 yards receiving for him. And hey, even Speedy Johnson and Mookie Cooper developing a solid 3rd and 4th options. Speedy Johnson appears to be an emerging deep threat, deep ball specialist, just because he's fast. He can get behind defenders. And then Mookie Cooper's almost like a safety valve. He's kind of taking on that role. He doesn't have deep catches a lot, but he's reliable. So that's good. And Brady Cook used him that way. Now, the biggest problem for the offense, again, is the offensive line. At least 3, I think 4 penalties. Like a nervous snap infraction on Tollison, and he had another just snap when no one in the stadium was ready for it. That's got to stop. Cameron Johnson, 2 more penalties on him. You know, the penalties have to stop because Marcellus Johnson will be back at some point. But even he was committing penalties before he got hurt. So this is a coaching thing. It's got to be cleaned up. Now, the defense. Well, Vandy couldn't run the ball between the tackles. Nobody can against this defense. That continued. And there were chunks of the game where Vandy was just helpless on offense. But as things got late, they decided we're just going to throw it deep and say get Will Shepherd, all-conference receiver, matched up against the Missouri safety, in this case, Charleston. And we're going to see what happens. And it didn't go too well for Charleston. He got burned a few times. And yeah, it's something where Missouri's going to have to figure out what to do with safety because you can't hide a safety or anybody for that matter when you're playing a zone, which Missouri does a decent amount of the time. Yeah. The corners are kind of doing their thing in the zone, but they can't help out, at least not that much. So corners are pretty solid in pass defense, particularly in man. But safety's got to figure it out, whether that's just not cheating up so much for run support or whatever else. It's got to get figured out. Yeah, they didn't have the killer instinct. This is both sides of the ball a little bit, but especially the defense. Their game this season, no killer instinct to say, all right, this thing is this close to being over. We're ending it right now. Instead, this is when Will Shepherd got involved and went from having a nothing day to having a big day, and Vandy was able to hang around and make it a game longer than it should have been. Again, that's more on the defense, but the offense, while they kept up, there were times where they kind of stalled out too, and they could have put it out of reach earlier. It needs to be cleaned up. Special teams. The biggest problem right now is kickoffs that are caught at the 1 or 2 yard line. This is a Nate Pete issue. Catches the ball 1 or 2 yard line and then takes off running instead of a fair catch. Take the fair catch. There appeared to be an adjustment in the second half because that's what he did. That needs to be the norm. Luke Bauer, punter, hey, did pretty well. So that was good to see. That's all I've got, really, guys. I mean, Missouri controlled most of this game, let their foot off the gas, and then said, oh, wait a minute, and then got some more touchdowns. And, hey, 38 points for the offense. That's the most since what, Louisiana Tech a year ago? It's off the top of my head. I'm not positive on that, but I kind of think that's what it is. The offense is figuring out defense. Just keep up. That's it, guys. Thank you for checking out this video. We've got you covered for everything going on in the world of St. Louis sports, including the Blues, including City SC. And we're going to do kind of a post-mortem on the disaster of a season for the Cardinals. Until all that, thank you for watching.